Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope that you're doing well today. Let's go ahead and get into a reading. I already have some tea right here next to me, and I'm going to be sipping off of this tea while we do the reading because this tea is not only hydrating, but it also does help to keep blood sugar stable and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a moment to just kind of relax, to wind down, to breathe. I'm also going to be working with this purge and banishing candle, but I wanted to light it with you. I've had my intention set for this for a while now, and this is probably like the third one that I've worked with in the past few, I want to say couple of months or so. This is I think it was like the third one that I'm working with. So today, for whatever reason, I feel the need to focus on what you are getting rid of, what you're banishing, what you're letting go of, what you're purging, what you're releasing. That's what we are going to be focusing on today. And that's just the energy right now. I also do have the purge and banish oil that you use with the purge and banish candle. Here it is here. And this is what we use to also work our magic as well. And yes, so I wanted to make sure that I highlighted that because, again, that's just simply the energy that we are in right now. For whatever reason, I felt the need to just go with that. And that is it. That is all. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. Okay, so I already said my prayer over the candle, of course, as I have been, and this candle actually sat there for a while, so it's actually been soaking up all the energy, all the prayer and things like that. Today, we're going to be working with the Mermaid Tarot, as you can see right here. I actually took two of these decks and I smashed them together because I'm hecka extra. I love doing extra stuff like that. I don't know. I just do. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue moving forward with this reading. I'm also going to be pulling from a couple of other decks that I have over here to my right. And yes, thank you so much for allowing me to just pull cards for you at this moment in time. I do not know whether or not this is going to be a writing prompt or not, but you know how we are by now. We like to pull messages from our tarot readings and we like to turn them into poems, writing pieces, and pieces that we perform and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. Okay, so I have to go chasing a card. Give me 1 second. Interesting, because the card that I had to go chasing here was a Three of Swords. And let me fix the camera real quick because I feel like it's a little bit up too far. Okay, so I went ahead and I fixed the camera. I wanted to make sure that we had what we needed. So the first card that came out was the Three of Swords. And if you know tarot, then you know that the Three of Swords is indicative of energy that we tend to kind of harbor over at times. The Three of Swords usually comes up when there's something that hurts us, it wounds us. And there's usually a mental battle associated with or at least like the beginning stages of a mental battle. Sometimes these things do weigh heavily on the heart, but it's when we find ourselves in a lot of mental turmoil, especially in situations where we have the power to not allow us to feel this way, but somehow because we find ourselves deep in our feels, sometimes we're in our emotions, sometimes we give people chances, sometimes we just find ourselves in spaces where we just feel like it pulls a lot out of us mentally. If anything, I am getting a feeling of someone kind of feeling like they're mentally drained and mentally tired, and there's something that is weighing on someone's heart that is directly impacting how they think, how they process information. It's giving me Mercury vibes, of course, because Mercury is definitely doing its thing right now. So this is definitely bringing me something coming up. It could be from the past, from a person, a lover, a friend, or it could be from a cousin is what I'm hearing. I'm picking up on a male. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm picking up on a male cousin. I don't know why that's coming through. I just heard the S. I don't want to. So there's a message about someone who made themselves transition because of a hard situation that they had, or maybe this was thoughts of it. And I'm hearing that they're looking for someone to reach out, or they're looking for someone to understand. They're looking for support. If this is you, I I'm hoping that this isn't you, but if this is you, I feel like Spirit is asking you to allow yourself to open up as best as you can to receiving help from others. Or if you feel like there was nobody around you that if you feel that people have turned their backs on you, what I'm hearing is that you may be a very, 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 very private person. This is giving me energy that this is someone who's very private. Like they don't like people in their business. They don't like they don't like saying anything because they feel like they don't want to be overexposed. What I'm also hearing is that they want to just keep their private life private. But what I'm hearing is that there's something about you sharing this story or sharing the things that you don't talk about with people is actually going to help you a lot more than you think. This reading is not going to resonate for everybody, but if this does resonate, please understand that this is not a forcing. This is not Spirit or me or your guides or your ancestors or anyone. No one's forcing you, but you are being asked to open up and speak about things that you normally wouldn't speak about, whether it be to a friend or whether it be to a family member or whether it be to someone in your community. But either way it goes, this is giving me energy where you do want to speak it, because the more that you keep this energy within yourself, the more that you keep it harboring within yourself, the more that you don't mention it or say it or speak up when you know that you probably should, all it does is it eats away and what I'm hearing is that it's like rancid. For whatever reason, I'm getting a vision of like bacteria eating at the heart. I don't know why it's giving me like heart energy where someone's like heart, I just heard like heart palpitations or there's something wrong with someone's heart. It's like, I don't know why, like it's like bacteria eating away or like a virus eating at the heart or someone that has like a hole in their heart. This could be a metaphorical hole in the heart, or this could be actually someone dealing with that kind of energy and they don't want to mention it or say anything because they don't want to scare people. They don't want people to feel like they have to go in and try to make decisions for them. Like it's giving me, I'm keeping quiet because I don't want what comes with me saying this. I don't want what comes with me sharing what's on my heart. I don't want what comes with me expressing myself. And so I keep it to myself because I know that I'm not going to bother me about it. And it really is giving that kind of energy for other people. And you do have my strongest love. Like you really do have my strongest love. I would not wish this on anybody. For others of you, I just heard like a guilty conscience. Somebody may have a guilty conscience where they're like, okay, I should have said this a long time ago. I should have mentioned this. This person keeps asking me, if everything's okay. Or this person keeps asking me because they know that something is off. Like they know something is off with me. They know that I'm known to be secretive. They know that. And so I feel like I should have said this sooner, but now I feel like I need to mention it. I almost kind of get that feeling. Someone may reveal something to you, or you may be revealing something to someone else that you should have said a long time ago, or maybe shoulda, coulda, woulda. But it's this energy where it's like, now is the time for you to start expressing it after sitting with yourself though. It's one of those things where you sit with yourself and you reassess, okay, what has happened? What was my contribution? What could I have done differently? Where am I going from here? And how can I prevent this from happening again? And I just heard, how can I speak my boldest truth without feeling like I'm limiting myself, without feeling like I'm being, without feeling like I'm being burdensome, without feeling like I have to continuously hide what is truly on my heart. I have to go chasing other cards. Give me 1 second. So this normally does not happen during a reading where I keep having to chase cards or whatnot. So this could be something where you have to actively have to do the work. You actively have to do the working, because it's one of those things where it takes practice. It's not one of those quick fixes. It's truly not. And if someone here is looking for a quick fix, it's not going to be a quick fix. It just isn't. You also have the Seven of Pentacles. That's the card that I had to go chasing. It's one of those things where, again, you have to reassess and ask yourself, what is it that I did? What is it that they did? What do I not want to accept? What do I feel? How have I been showing up? This is the Six of Wands coming up here. How have I been showing up for myself, for other people? How have I allowed people to show up for me? Have I allowed people to show up for me? Is there something else that I should be doing apart from what I'm doing right now? And also, we are definitely in eclipse season. There's going to be a lot of things falling away right now, a lot of things, and also a lot of good things entering into your life as well. Because for everything that you release, for everything that exits your life, for everything that no longer wants to be in alignment with you, for everyone who does not want to be in alignment with you, something else comes in, and it's not, oh my goodness, look at this. You have the Five of Cups. Exactly. Five of Cups here. It's energy where it feels like I'm just so disappointed, like I'm tired. The Six of Cups is the card of disappointment. It's one of the cards of disappointment, at least. And it's one of those things where you have to ask yourself, how have I let myself down? Where has other people let me down? This depression that I feel, this overwhelming sense of angst, of lack, of abandonment. Like there's so many things that are resurfacing and coming up for someone right now, because these are the things that spirit is asking for you to work on releasing. And also, you are not alone in this. It's not natural for you to do things like this alone. And your guides are reminding you of that. This is not one of those things, oh my God. And then you have the Tower. There's something that's happening in your life right now that is being it's like cataclysmic. It's like, man, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours, it storms, it earthquakes, lightning strikes, volcanoes erupt. The earth gets pissed, birds start flocking everywhere, whales start coming to the surface, angry, crashing into waves and things like that. I don't know why I just got a vision of a whale crashing and like coming up and crashing, like where there's like a tsunami going. This is a representation of how you feel emotionally, and how it's like you feel so agitated. Remember in Avatar, The Way of Water, the Tulkun, I believe it was the whale. Remember when he was upset, he was like crashing against things because he was pissed. He was like, man, like if I do this again, they already outcasted me. It's like you're used to being outcasted, and then it's like, but you did it. It's like something you did that's coming up from the past, but you did it because you didn't want to see someone hurting, or you didn't want. It's like you didn't want to feel, or you didn't want them to feel alone. You wanted to stand up for what was right, and somehow you were abandoned, you were banished, you were discarded, and it's like no one understood, and it pissed you off when you seen it again. It's like, you know what? I cannot allow myself to just stand here and watch what happens. I have to intervene. I have it on my heart. There's no way that I'm not gonna say anything. There's no way that I'm not gonna do anything. And so you go in for it, and somehow people's perception of you changes, and it's like, wow, like I thought you were the enemy. No, I'm not the enemy. I never was the enemy. People saw what they wanted to see, but they wanted to go based upon a certain order, and that's exactly the reason why there's all these gray areas that's within this space, and no one wants to look at the gray area. You only care about your hierarchy. You only care about your rules, right? And it's like, I no longer I can't do this anymore, and that's the reason why someone feels they feel tired. They feel so tired, so burdened. And it's like, I just want to burn all this shit up, is what I hear someone saying. Someone feels angry. Someone feels angry, and they're like, I just can't do it anymore. I don't want this anymore. I have to speak up. I have to say this. There's something that's going to happen in your life where you are going to have to start speaking up, and you're going to have to say something. If you are wanting something different for yourself, they're saying that they're wanting you to speak. Also, for the cousin that came through earlier, I feel like there's something about this cousin, or it could be a cousin or a father or a grandfather, whatever. It's masculine energy that wants to say something, but it's afraid of saying something because, again, look, they feel alone. They feel like they're carrying this alone. They have the Three of Cups here, and they also have the Nine of Wands. This is energy where it's like, again, I feel like I'm having to do it by myself, but then you have the Nine of Wands saying, no, you don't. Like, this is something that you don't have to go this alone at all. And if this is not someone else's family member, or if this is not someone else, this is you saying, I need to speak this up. Like, I need to talk about this. I'm tired of the disappointment. I just want to let this go. I want to bring it up. I want to banish it. I just want it to go. I'm done. I can no longer hide this part of myself. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm tired. It's like people. It's almost kind of giving me someone that they say I have autism, right? It's giving me that for some people. It's like, I'm tired of masking. It's like someone is tired of masking. Someone is tired of having to show up and be this way because people are uncomfortable with the actual feeling of it. Like it's like people glamorize. Okay. This is how it's coming through. It's like people glamorize the empath. People glamorize the witch. People glamorize the wizard. They glamorize the chosen one, right? Or whatever you want to call it, right? Just use your own language. But then people want to run, and they want to leave and abandon them when they start to speak up about how they feel. See, it's finally convenient when they're showing up for other people. It's finally convenient when they're the ones giving the wisdom and they're the ones creating spaces. But then who creates the space for those who create the spaces? And it's one of those things where people get tired. Like, we're all having a human experience here. We are not exempt from feeling. We are not exempt from life. And I say we because I'm a part of a whole collective of people who has felt this way. And I'm passing you the message saying that you don't have to be someone that just does not speak up for themselves. Like, you don't have to. It's okay that you feel. It's okay that you feel caught in a storm sometimes. It's okay that you feel like tsunamis are just coming and crashing into everything. You are someone of the water. You were born of water. What I'm hearing is that you are born of water, and to the water you shall return. Your body goes back to the earth, but your soul is of water. Your soul is of water. Your soul is of the cosmos. And that's what they're saying. Your body was born of clay, but your soul was born of the stars. And they want you to remember that. That's poetic. That's a poetic line. So we're more than likely going to be using this as a writing prompt. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I don't even think I introduced myself. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Nuna. I'm known for merging the arts of poetry and magic. I'm here to help you transcend beyond pain and suffering, manifest and expand your consciousness. And I do so via tarot, magic, poetry, writing, reflection, essays, and things of that nature. That is what I'm here for. You can find me on Substack. You can find me on all of these different spaces that I'll have linked down below. And I feel like that's it that I'm going to be pulling from tarot. Let's pull from the enchanted map to see what other messages we can pull or that spirit will give us for the time being. What a word. What a word. What a word. I'm telling you, when spirit starts speaking, there's no quieting it, at least not with me, because I'm a fire moon. My moon is in Sagittarius. I have like 6 planets in the 9th house. In tropical, I have 6 planets in the 9th house inside the Capricorn. I have a Sag moon, and then my moon is in the 8th house in the sign of Sagittarius. And then in my sidereal chart, I have 6 planets in the 9th house in the sign of Sagittarius, and then I have a Scorpio moon. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm very fiery, as you can tell. That's why I'm mentioning that. I'm very fiery at heart. Very grounded, very fiery, very watery, and also very airy. Very airy at times. Ooh, okay. Let me pick up that card real quick. Oh my God. Speaking of fire, spark. You have a spark here. And with this spark, I love this. Once you start to speak up, and once you start to release, and once you start being honest about what you feel about, these different elements, these different things, I feel like that's when you can start seeing the changes happen. That's when you'll start to see, okay, I feel myself coming back to life. This does feel like depletion. This feels like things are hitting the fan, but I no longer want to experience this anymore. And I just heard the word recalibration. I'm being brought back to something that I used to tell myself when I was a child. And when I was a child, I used to sit there at the table doing my homework, and I would write, right? And I wouldn't be sure of what words to use. So I would tell myself that the words are out there. You just have to find them. And so I would go looking and searching for words. And then sometimes I would sit there and be like, okay, well, I can't find anything, so let me go ahead and just allow myself to receive something, whatever. And so I would sit there and I would think of things. I would let my mind wander. And then from there, it's where I would start to kind of pull from my imagination as a child in elementary school. Self-trained, by the way. So yeah, and from there, I would just allow myself to just write. And from there, I would just create these beautiful writing pieces. I'm being called to share the story that it was one time where I was in elementary school, and I wrote this descriptive writing piece. The piece was and I'm getting chills. The piece was so good, y'all. The piece was so good. They ended up putting it in the main office building behind the glass as one of the best papers written in the whole school. And I was like, whoa, like, I can't believe that. Like, and I don't even think I was in the 5th grade. I might've been in the 3rd. I can't remember. But why am I saying that? Because I want you to open yourself up to not only your greatest accomplishments, but I also want you to open up to allowing yourself to understanding that people are out there. Your tribe is out there. The angels are out there. Energy is out there. It's always going to be there. You either have to find it or you have to allow yourself to receive it. This is not one of those things where you are doing this alone. The tribe is out there. I'm hearing that your tribe is out there. It is. Heal the ouch. Exactly. Come together. Exactly. As we stated. See, you have heal the ouch here. And then you see this raccoon. Look at that raccoon and that fox, that cunning fox. You know, foxes get a lot of shit for being cunning. But one thing that I love about foxes is that they are so quick on their feet and they're really good with improvising. And they really do represent the funny aspect of Gemini energy and Mercurian energy. If it's one thing that I learned about Gemini energy, it's that it's obviously a like a push and pull, yes, but it's also dark and light. And sometimes they have a lot of trouble with navigating the in between. For whatever reason, I'm being called to say that this fox here is learning how to navigate the in between. It's navigating the masculine, navigating the feminine, navigating the creative, the intuitive, right? And then also navigating the intellectual aspect. And that's so funny because it brings me back to the Three of Swords. The lesson here that is being learned, or the lesson that you're learning, is how to not only speak up, but also move and speak from a space of the middle way. That's what you're really doing. That's what you're learning. You're also learning that it is okay for you to come together, that you're not alone in this. And I feel like the bulk of your wound, or the bulk of someone's wound here, is feeling like they have no one, feeling like they're in this alone, feeling like they don't know what to say. It feels like it's like this awkward energy where it's like, well, I don't know what to do because I just feel so alone. I don't know who to talk to. There's no one here to talk to me. There's no one here that's going to respect me. There's no one here that's going to love me in a way that I feel that I need it. I just feel like Spirit is like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. And it's so funny because it's one of those things. Spirit is so amazing. Spirit is like, I know that I don't have anything to prove to you, but I will say, honestly, that Spirit is like, I don't have anything to prove to you, but because I love you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something different because I understand that you feel alone. Also, I just heard the word clearing out. You are no longer, they're saying that you're no longer allowed to allow people into your life that are not going to support you. You are way too selfless. And all these feelings can be prevented if you allowed yourself to speak up, and if you allowed yourself to remember that you are not wrong for saying no, and that you are not wrong for wanting closeness, for wanting friendship, for wanting kinship. Sad embraces here. Exactly. It's like you're not wanting to admit the sadness you feel, right? I wish that this was a reading where it didn't feel like, that it was this, daunting of however you may feel about it. Like, I'm hoping that you know that you're held and that it's going to be okay eventually, even if you don't feel okay right now. Right. I wish that this was a reading where it was a lot more excitement. Unfortunately, this is one of those readings where it's just real. And if you're here, it's because you value that. Okay, Spirit, can you please give us a positive outcome here? Movement. This is your positive outcome. This is the positive outcome here. It's movement. It's one of those things where you don't have to allow yourself to be stuck here. It's so funny because I was talking to a soul sister of mine, and I'm not going to name what she is, but it's so funny how the ostrich came out. This is something that indicates that it's one of those powerful things about navigating. It's so opposite. You're a bird, but you can't fly. Like, what? It's so funny because it's also bringing me to the penguin. You're a bird, but you don't fly? Yeah, but I swim though, and I swim pretty fast. And then the ostrich, yeah, but I run though, and I run pretty fast. So it's one thing where you feel like you don't have one thing, but then something else complements that, and it makes you unique. And I love that for you so much. Yes, so much. I hope that this reading made sense. So the resolution here, what we're going to do, we're going to be working on purging and banishing. We're going to work on releasing the energy. We're going to work on, if you guys hear anything, it's because I have my babies, they like to kind of come in and peep in and be a little bit nosy, but it's okay. We love our babies for that. So yes, what was I saying? Yes, we're going to work our magic on purging. Sorry about that. So my camera started to overheat because I changed the settings on the camera to try to get better quality. But yes, we're going to be working on our purging, our banishing, our releasing. This candle is actually available in the Etherium. If you need help working with that energy, let me know down in the comment section. I love to work with fixed candles as they are definitely a part of how I work my magic here. I also do love using ritual oils. When you reserve this oil, do not anoint yourself. Do not anoint yourself. You only anoint items. You only anoint the herbs that you're going to use for banishing. You do not anoint yourself, your clothes, no nothing. Okay. You only use this in ritual pertaining to items. You anoint your petitions, your tools, and things like that. You do not anoint yourself. You have heard it here on camera. You do not anoint yourself. Okay. Yes. Also, these candles do come with instructions when you do reserve them from the Etherium. Remember that because we want things to be less commercialized, I have to say things in a very specific way. Trust me when I say that if you are a part of the Saiyonan circle or the Saiyonan temple, you do know that all that you do donate does help support to sustain me while I do the work of the divine, of course. And so for people who are active, they do sometimes receive essentials like this. And also remember that, it's donation. How else can I say this? I feel like I need to put that in a different video. I'm going to write something out. I'm going to explain it in another video because I know that it can get confusing. Just know that these essentials are available. They are on the website. I'll make sure to link that down below. Okay. Cool. Well, I have to go because I have to do another reading and I'm going to be putting that on the website for just our members. I wanted to make sure that I come here on YouTube first. Yes, if you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also follow along with me on socials at Nuna Sees at TikTok, Instagram. I'm also on Substack as well at Nuna Sees. I'll make sure to have all the links that you would need down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe, send this to a friend, a family member, send this to someone that could use it, could benefit from it. And of course you just have your best interest at heart. I have your best interest at heart. And I will also look to see if I can find any tools or resources for people that may be going through it and need help. I'll be looking for that as well. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Take care and I'll catch you in my next video.